Kim Kardashian is the definition of what's wrong with this country. A woman famous for getting plowed by somebody famous. A woman born into incredible wealth and privilege who then was successful, I guess. For some reason. There's no denying that the woman is or close to a billionaire. You can't exactly deny that success. But she is not an intelligent woman. She is not, by any normal stretch of the imagination, somebody you would call high IQ. She has people around her that make life easy. And it certainly is a lot easier to be successful when you have a gigantic financial jump start in life. Some people think she's attractive. I think she looks like she's about to burst. She looks like a bratwurst on the grill that's about to split. But some people are into that, and that's cool. I don't think by any stretch of the imagination you could call her traditionally unattractive. But what's really unattractive about her is her opinions. Now, she's taken 1, 2, 3, or 4 attempts to finally pass the baby bar. Not to actually be a lawyer, but to pass the baby bar. And by the way, Kim Kardashian could just buy a law firm. You don't have to be a lawyer to have lawyers work for you. So this whole thing of her trying to prove that she's actually smart, it's just for show. And she's not, quite frankly. She doesn't put in the work. And why would you? You're already a zillionaire. But now she's on a mission to protect a woman who was convicted of pummeling her 2-year-old to the point where that 2-year-old didn't survive. And donut operator, of all people, absolutely demolished her, leading to what could only be described as a ratio-inducing deletion in shame by Kim Kardashian today. Kim is using her celebrity to try to get Texas Governor Greg Abbott to stop the proceedings of a mother who was convicted in 2007 of something just awful. Kardashian posted on Twitter account this week that this woman that she falsely pled guilty to the terrible incident, and that was just the result of a tragic accident. She is set to be removed from this planet on April 27th. I recently read a story about the case of this woman and wanted to share her story with you. She's been on the row for over 14 years, and her daughter's passing was a tragic accident. The 41-year-old tweeted, her 2-year-old fell down a flight of stairs and 2 days later passed away after taking a nap. After she called for help, she was taken into custody. She is a survivor. And all this stuff. The reality TV star plugged a petition from the Innocence Project calling for them to stop the event. It's stories. She deleted these. These weren't this. I have the screenshots. We're going to get into that. It's stories like Melissa's that make me want to speak so loud against capital punishment in general and why it should be banned when innocent people are suffering. According to reporting from Valley Central, the woman admitted to police that she was in fact responsible. The baby was in fact covered with bruises and a bite mark. Now, she lied later, saying it fell down the stairs. She told investigators that she was not angry at the 2-year-old, but was frustrated with her other 13 children when the bite incident occurred. A pathologist testified during the trial that the passing did not occur from falling downstairs. Instead, her injuries were consistent with blunt force trauma. Moreover, according to court documents, the ER doctor who tried to save the baby stated it was the worst case he had ever seen of a parent raising their hands. Now let's look at what the original tweet from mega super brain Kim Kardashian. Of course, yes, please sign the petition. Here's the original tweet. Then you see Donut Operator replies, are you really this GD stupid? And put the actual facts. Mariah's cause of passing was blunt force head trauma, which would have occurred within 24 hours prior to her passing and would have been immediately apparent that Mariah was in distress and in need of medical attention. Farley testified that Mariah suffered multiple contusions to her head area, and that blunt force trauma basically means that you hit a head with an object, a hand, a fist, or slammed. Farley testified that these injuries would not have been caused from falling down the stairs, and that this was the most severe case of a parent raising their hands to a child that they had ever seen. Let's take a look at some of these replies. And also, by the way, there's a whole documentary on it. I mean, you could take like 20 minutes. Yeah, you see here, I contributed. This person wrote, there's a whole documentary on Hulu for it. You could watch it. It's an hour and 42 minutes. Way to research, Kim K. Smooth brain as AF. I don't know how you started a $1 million company. Oh, wait. It was a comeback. Here you said, she eventually admitted to Texas Rangers investigators that she had done all sorts of stuff and pinched her down there for whatever reason. She also told investigators that no one else would have hit her and denied having done it. I mean, the little girl also had missing hair that appeared to have been torn out. I mean, it's like, are you kidding? And I mean, this is the definition of privilege. I mean, Kim Kardashian has added nothing to society whatsoever. And she gets just, Governor Abbott, you should probably do this. Now, I'm sure the governor will not be doing this because it takes just about 30 seconds of actual research to figure out that this woman absolutely did it and should have been removed from this planet a long time ago. Now, we can have a discussion of whether or not you believe in capital punishment, and it's a tough one to have, but that's not what Kim Kardashian was having a conversation about. She was saying, well, basically, hey, this woman was a survivor. She's a strong, independent woman who don't need no man. Even though she brutally removed her 2-year-old from the planet, she has to be dealt with and have mercy. And you see here, and look at this absolute garbage that Jezebel this is like a feminist garbage website. Look at this. By the way, same people own Kotaku and Gizmodo and Deadspin, okay? The woman is a survivor of bad behavior whose 2-year-old fell down the stairs. No, it didn't. Like, Kim Kardashian gets, like, huge websites to outright perpetuate a lie. To outright perpetuate like an insane lie. Her lawyers say her statement had been taken out of context and inaccurately used by prosecutors as a confession. Her legal team, as well as advocates across the country, have also argued that she made the statement after being worn down by trauma and grief at the loss of her child. She bit her own child. By the way, she was under the influence at the time. The person who investigated the injury said the kid did not fall down the stairs. It's like they just completely ignore the facts of the investigation. Of course, she had previously used her platform to advocate for clemency and leniency for incarcerated people. In 2018, she called on then-President Trump to commute the life in prison sentence of Alice Johnson. Now, Trump actually did it, which is, I'm not familiar with that case. If they got life as a first-time offender, I'm sure there's more to the story, especially if Jezebel is just omitting it. There's probably more to the story. Shortly before Kardashian tweeted out her support for this person, a member of the jury that sentenced her to passing called for a retrial. I did not know her long history of physical, bad things that happened to her made her vulnerable to falsely confess. But the facts of the case, look, whatever happened to her, that's awful, and whoever did it should be in jail too, okay? I'm not minimizing that. But it's also not an excuse. And the things that happened to that kid, I can't even talk about. on YouTube, the things that this woman admitted to doing to that kid, the things that the doctors and coroners and things said happened to that kid, I can't even talk about. Of course, Jezebel doesn't talk about it either. Kardashian's advocacy for her comes with ongoing criticisms of her often tone-deaf political statements, including recently telling less privileged women to get up off your rear and work. Regardless, Kardashian has a massive platform and undeniable political influence, which is pathetic and frightening. And she's using it here, she's using it here well in her plea to save this woman's life. Look at the comments. Good Lord, I'm not an advocate for capital punishment for anyone, but on a case like this, it seems ridiculously egregious. I mean, really? I mean, look, you want to make a statement, you want to, if you want to talk about removing that type of penalty, it's actually an argument I would listen to. But this woman knows nothing about the case and just like applied insane political pressure to somebody. And sadly, it just may work. I hope you enjoyed this video. Good job, Donut Operator. We'll talk to you again real soon.